Hey everybody, Scott Hanson here, and it is time for the latest episode of Scott Hanson's Fantasy Football Fails. Thank you so much of you who have been sending in submissions here. Hit us up. There's the email. Let us know what your league does for a punishment. Send us the pictures, send us the video, give us a description. We want to feature you on the show. In fact, in today's top 10, one of yours from the submissions on this email is in the top 10. So stick around for that. All right, it's YouTube, so you know the drill. Like, subscribe, share. Let's get these numbers up so that everybody can see the best of the worst fantasy football punishments. And with that, here we go.
Number 10.
Ah, yes, it's the old take the SAT, Sacko. This is Alan, and his friends were tailgating out in front of the high school as he went in to take the SAT. He comes out, well, as victorious as he's been all year long because he was obviously last place in fantasy.
We're grown up.
I think everybody was already confused when I went to sleep after that. But I wrote math in the math section in bubbles.
So Alan's having fun. That young lady is about ready to take the test, and she's more serious about this, wondering what in the heck is going on. Alan, way to take your punishment, but hey, email us. We need to find out what your score was.
Number 9.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's the milk mile. We've seen all kinds of beverages and running involved. Milk is pretty particularly rough. Just ask Ron Burgundy.
It's so damn hot. Milk was a bad choice.
This is Joe. He chugged the milk and did the mile, changed his name to Ralph, and unlike in the standings, he left his mark during the punishment.
Number 8.
Just a still photograph for this one. My man had to stay out all afternoon in the chicken costume. Shout out to Ron's Roost in Cincinnati.
Number 7.
This one is fantastic. And yes, I realize it is football, not football, but we had to put my man bronzed for all time standing on the street as the loser in fantasy. Well done, crew. Well done. I doff my skimmer to you.
Number 6.
What level is that?
Yes, do not try this one at home. My man is wearing a shock collar while he's playing golf. The rest of the league got to play around with him. He had to wear a shock collar. They kept it on the low setting for safety's sake, but he played a round that he would never forget. And he actually showed up a little bit.
He was so good being shocked. Oh my God.
That's hard.
If the shocks actually helped his golf game, maybe he should have worn it when he was drafting.
Ow! Ow! That was 2.
The top 5 best of the worst for this week. Number 5.
He didn't stand up for the first time tonight as punishment for his fantasy football. His fantasy football league.
They say the number one fear in the world is public speaking. I'm assuming public singing is pretty close behind that. And then finishing last in your fantasy football league would be right after that if you're in this league. My man went up, and he's actually quite musical, created this song, sang an unreal tale about what his league mates did to him for a punishment. all for the enjoyment of the crowd that came to open mic night. Be better next time, dude.
Number 4.
This one was sent in to our email. Shout out to the CP Townies Fantasy Football League. College Park, Maryland is where we find this day's Sacko. He is Mike Madonna. Not only was he last place, he's the commissioner in the league. And he finished last, and you can see the punishment. He's got to dig a ditch, or in this case, a trench, while the rest of the league parties in the back of the house. My man was hurting, as he should be. Morale low, job done. On to next year, Mike.
Number 3.
Yes, fantasy football can even reach into the halls of power. This is Oklahoma elected official Kyle Hilbert. He lost in fantasy football, and as his punishment, he had to serve his fellow lawmakers fresh squeezed lemonade that I assume he pressed himself. Look at Kyle, when it comes to election campaigns, he's obviously been a winner, but when it comes to fantasy this season, sir. Hey Kyle, reach across the aisle and hand me a cold glass.
Number 2.
So apparently this guy is a wrestler, and maybe his team has a fantasy league, but definitely he finished last. And so the singlet is back. Remember this one? We had a similar singlet in a previous punishment here on Scott Hanson's Fantasy Football Fails. My man had to wrestle in it. I don't know how the match turned out, but he better not have lost. Come on, man.
The best of the worst for this week. Number 1.
That's good. You should now just break up. Yeah. The bottom part, that doesn't hurt, so rip it up. And then you just go.
You can't
get a good leg.
You can't get it in one rip.
Number 1 punishment this week is simple, straightforward, even smooth. He finished last in fantasy, and so he needs to get waxed. I don't know if he's a 40-year-old virgin or whatnot, but the rest of the league mates got to rip the hairs off of his legs as punishment. He got waxed during the season, so he gets waxed after the season.
Oh my god.
That's so nasty.
Oh my god, you hear it? It's like,
It's
I heard every individual hair.
I got the chills.
I'm sorry.
And that's it for this edition of Scott Hanson's Fantasy Fails. Thanks so much for watching. Now, we want to hear from you. Send us your league's punishment. Hit us up on the email on the screen right here, and you could be featured right here on the show. And of course, it's YouTube, so please like, subscribe, share, let people know what's what when you see the best of the worst fantasy punishments. I'm Scott Hanson, and until next time, don't finish last.